I hope all of you are doing good. Let's start today's chapter, fractions. In this chapter, we will discuss about all these topics. Okay, so let's get started. Introduction. We know that fraction means part of a whole. Suppose we have a cake which is divided into 6 equal parts. Here each part of the cake is a fraction of cake and it is 1/6 of the whole cake. That is 1/6. Right? Fraction. When an object is divided into equal parts, each part is called the fraction of the object. For example, we have a bar of chocolate which is divided into 8 equal parts. Then each part is called a fraction of the chocolate. Also, each part is 1/8 of the bar of chocolate. Fraction as a part of whole. Let us try to understand the meaning of fraction by the following example. Okay. So here in figure 7.1 part 1, the square is divided into 4 equal parts, and here part which is shaded is 1/4 or 1/4. Similarly, in figure 7.1 second part, the shaded part is 3/8 or 3/8 of the rectangle. Now try to write the fraction of each of the shaded part. Okay. So what is the fraction of the shaded parts? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 8. 1 out of 4. Right? 7.1.2. Fraction as a part of a group. It may be represented 1 out of many or a group. Example, 1 out of 6 bananas. Okay? Fraction as a ratio. It may be represented as ratio. That is the number of objects in one group compared with the number of objects in another group. Example, the ratio of mangoes to apples in figure 7.4 is 2:3. Have a look, which is represented by the fraction 2/3, right? Next, fraction as division. The shaded part of figure 7.5c represents this figure 2/3, means 1/3 plus 1/3 is equals to 2/3. So, 2 of the shaded parts which we have seen represent 2/3 of the circle. Okay, 2/3. Together make 1/3 of 2 circles, that is 2/3, means 2 divided by 3. Okay, a fraction from number line. In a fraction, the upper number is called numerator and the lower number is called denominator. We already know that. We have studied in previous classes also, right? Thus, in 4/5, 4 is numerator and 5 is denominator. The denominator tells us is how many parts the whole is divided. In 4/5, whole is divided into 5 equal parts. Okay, no more. Numerator is also called antecedent and denominator is called consequent. Okay, so these are the new terms for you. Okay, let us see how to express a fraction on number line. Let us represent 1/3, 2/4, 5/8, 2/5 on the number line. We take 1 unit length and divide it as many equal parts as the denominator of the fraction. So, see, this is how we represent 1/3. This is how we represent 2/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This number line is divided into 4 equal parts. Okay, so we divide according to the denominator, right? Now, types of fractions. Following are the types of fractions. Number 1, proper fraction. A fraction in which the numerator is less than the denominator is called a proper fraction. For example, 1/3, 2/4, 3/7, 5/8, etc. are all proper fractions. B, improper fraction. A fraction in which the numerator is greater than the denominator is called an improper fraction. For example, 3/2, 5/3, 7/4, etc. are all improper fractions. Okay. C, mixed fraction. In the number 2 whole 1/2, 4 whole 3/4 and 5 whole 1/3, we have a whole number and a fraction. So in 2 whole 1/2, 2 is a whole number and half is a fraction. Such numbers in which we have a whole number and a fraction appearing together are called mixed numbers or mixed fractions. Thus, 4 3/4, 3 1/2, 8 3/4 are all examples of mixed fractions. D, like and unlike fractions. Fractions with the same denominator are called like fractions, whereas fractions with different denominators are called unlike fractions, right? For example, 3/4, 1/4, 2/4 are like fractions, and 1/2, 4/5, 2/3 are all unlike fractions. Okay. Now, conversion of improper fraction to mixed fractions. To convert an improper fraction into mixed fraction, we divide the numerator by denominator. The quotient becomes the whole number, the remainder becomes the numerator, and the divisor becomes the denominator of the fraction. Mixed fraction is quotient, then a dividing line or a bar, remainder upon divisor. Okay. For example, 15 by 4 is an improper fraction. If we divide 15 by 4, we get this. Okay, so here what is the quotient? 3 is the quotient. Okay, remainder is 3 and the divisor is 4. So this is the mixed number, and this is how we convert an improper fraction into mixed number. Okay. Remember, 15 by 4 is always written as a 3 whole 3 by 4, but meaning is 3 plus 3 by 4. Okay. Conversion of mixed fraction into an improper fraction. Okay. Now we will do just reverse. To convert a mixed fraction into an improper fraction, we multiply whole number by the denominator and add numerator of the fraction to it. This is the numerator of the new fraction, while denominator remains the same. For example, 3 whole 1 by 3. So what will you do? You will multiply this and then add this one. Okay, so 3 into 3 plus 1, and denominator will remain same. So 9, 3 into 3, 9 plus 1, 10 by 3. Okay, so 10 by 3, this is the improper fraction. Also 5 whole 3 by 4. You will multiply these two numbers, then add plus. So 5 into 4 plus 3 upon 4. So 5 into 4 is 20 plus 3, 23 by 4. Right. Let's do example 1. Identify the proper and improper fractions. So this is very simple. Okay. If the numerator is less than denominator, then it's a proper fraction, and if numerator is greater than denominator, it's an improper fraction. Okay. Example number 2, you have to identify like and unlike fractions. See, if the denominator is same, then the fraction is like, and if denominators are different, then it is unlike. Okay, unlike fraction. Next, representation of fractions on the number line. Okay, so you have to represent fraction numbers on number line. Representation of proper number. Let us draw 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 3 by 5, etc. on number line. All of these are greater than 0 and less than 1. Okay. Since these are proper fractions, so these are less than 1 but greater than 0. Okay. 1 by 2. Draw a line and mark on it 2 points, 0 and 1. Divide the gap between 0 and 1 into 2 equal parts, and each part shows 1 by 2. See. 0 and 1. Now you have to divide this gap into 2 parts. Okay. Okay. So this part is what? 1 by 2. And this part is what? 2 by 2, that is 1. Right? B. 1 by 3. Draw a line and mark on it 2 parts, 0 and 1. Divide the gap between 0 and 1 into how many parts? 3 equal parts, because denominator here is 3. Okay. 0, 1. 1, 2, and this is the 3 part. Okay. 1 means 3 by 3. This is 1 by 3, 2 by 3. So we have to locate 1 by 3. So this is 1 by 3. Okay. Similarly, 2 by 3, this is 2 by 3. Okay. Next, a representation of a mixed fraction. Let us draw 1 by 3, 2, 1 by 4, 3, 7 by 10 on the number line. Draw a number line and mark on points representing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. A part, 1 by 3. Since 1 by 3 lies between 1 and 2, we divide the gap between 1 and 2 in 3 equal parts. The first part represents 1 by 3, shown below in figure 7.9. See, you have to divide this gap between 3 equal parts. Have a look. 0, 1, 2. Okay, you have to divide this part into 3 equal parts. Okay, so this part represents what? This is 1 by 3, this is 2 by 3. Okay, so 1 whole 1 by 3. this part is 1 whole 1 by 3. Okay. Similarly, you have to represent 2 whole 1 by 4. Now, what will you do? You will divide the gap between 2 and 3 in 4 equal parts. Okay, this is 3. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And you have to mark 2 whole 1 by 2. See, this is 2 and this is 2 whole 1 by 4. Okay. Similarly, you will locate 3 whole 7 by 10. Okay. Now, no more. To represent the mixed fraction A, here unit is not given, so it is not necessary to take 1 centimeter for marking number 1 and so on. B, example for 1 by 3 is equals to 4 by 3. Look at the denominator with the help of ruler. Mark the points at equal distance for multiples of 3, since 3 is denominator. For 2 whole 2 by 3 is equals to 8 by 3. Mark the 8 point from beginning. Okay. B, 2 whole 1 by 4. Since 2 1 by 4 lies between 2 and 3, we divide the gap between 2 and 3 in 4 equal parts. The first part is 2 whole 1 by 3, as I told you, okay, as I showed you on the number line. And see, 3 whole 7 by 10. Since 3 7 by 10 lies between 3 and 4, we divide the gap between 3 and 4 into 10 equal parts. Okay, and the 7th part represents 3 whole 7 by 10. Okay, let's do exercise 7.1. Number 1, identify the proper and improper fractions. Okay, so first we'll write proper fraction and improper fraction. Okay, 1 by 3 is proper fraction, of course, because numerator is less than denominator. 4 by 3, it's an improper fraction. 2 by 5 is proper fraction. 1 by 2 is also proper fraction. 7 by 4 is improper because numerator is greater than denominator. 5 by 2, it's also an improper fraction. 3 by 4 is a proper fraction, and then 8 by 9, this is also proper fraction. Right, student? Now, equivalent fractions. 2 or more fractions which represent the same part of a whole or a unit are called equivalent fractions. Consider the following example. In figure 7.10, the circle is divided into 16 equal parts. Thus, each part is 1/16 or 1/16th of the circle. Now, shaded portion of the circle is 1 by 4 or 1/4 of the circle, which can also be written as 4 by 16 or 4 parts after 16. But 1 by 4 or 4 by 16 represent same part of the circle. Thus, 1 by 4 is equals to 4 by 16 and 4 by 16 is equals to 1 into 4 upon 4 into 4. This shows that if the numerator and the denominator of a fraction are both multiplied by the same number, the new fraction obtained is equivalent fraction of the given fraction. Okay, no more. Even if it is given as 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8 is equals to 2 by 8 is equals to 1 by 4. This is equivalent to adjacent example. Okay. Let us try to write equivalent fractions of 2 by 3. Okay, so what will we do? We will multiply this fraction, that is 2 by 3. We will multiply 2, that is numerator, by 2, and then denominator, that is 3 by 2. Okay, so if you multiply it by 2, both the numbers, you will get 4 by 6. Okay, then you will multiply by 3. What will you get? 6 by 9. Then you will multiply by 4, then what will you get? 8 by 12. Okay, so these are the equivalent fractions of 2 by 3. See, simplest form of a fraction or fraction in lowest form. The fractions 2 by 3, 4 by 6, 6 by 9, 8 by 12 and 10 by 15 are all equivalent fractions of 3 by 5. Here 3 by 5 is the simplest form of the fraction. No more. If numerator and denominator of a fraction cannot be made simple further, then it is called simplest form of a fraction. That is, if common form factor of a numerator and denominator is 1, the fraction is said to be in its simplest form. Okay. Example 5, you have to write 5 equivalent fractions of 3 by 5. So what will you do? See, first you will multiply by 2, then you will multiply by 3, then you will multiply by 4, then 5 and then 6, and in this way you will get 5 equivalent fractions of 3 by 5, right? Example 16, write the simplest form of the following fractions. Okay, first you have this fraction 14 by 91. So first we will find out the HCF of 14 and 91. Okay, so HCF of 14 and 91 is 7. That means we will divide 14 by 7 and 91 also by 7. So what will we get? 2 by 13. So 2 by 13 is the simplest form of 14 by 21. Okay. Similarly, you will find out the simplest form of these fractions by first finding out the HCF, okay, of numerator and denominator. Okay. Example 7, if 15 by 90 is in the simplest form. If not, then you have to reduce this to lowest form. See, first you will find HCF of 54 and 90, so you will get 18. So the given fraction is not in its lowest form because its HCF is more than 1. Okay. So to reduce 54 by 90, what will you do? We will divide both numerator and the denominator by what? By 18. Okay. And by dividing, you will get this answer, that is 3 by 5, right? Let's do exercise 7.2. Write 4 equivalent fractions for each of the following. 3 by 4, okay. Multiply by 2, 6 by 8, 3 by 4, multiply by 3, 9 by 12, then multiply this by 4, 12 by 16, then you will multiply by 5, so you will get 15 by 20, okay. So these are the equivalent, 4 equivalent fractions of 3 by 4, right? Next, comparison of fractions. To compare 2 or more fractions, we must check that either the numerators or denominators should be equal. If not, we first make denominators of the 2 fractions equal and then compare them. Rule number 1, if the numerators of 2 fractions are equal, then the fraction with the small denominator will be greater. And rule number 2, if the denominators of 2 fractions are equal, then the fraction with the smaller numerator will be smaller. Also, the fractions with the same denominator are called like fractions. Okay. For example, in 9 by 11 and 9 by 13, which one is greater? Of course, this one. Okay, because both the numerator are equal, and whenever this happens, which fraction becomes the smaller one? Which has lesser denominator, right? Also, in 5 by 8 and 5 by 6, 5 by 8 and 5 by 6, 5 by 6 is greater, right? Similarly, in 4 by 7 and 6 by 7, 6 by 7 is greater, okay? 4 by 7 and 6 by 7. This time 6 by 7 is greater. Why? Because the denominators are equal. Okay. If in the given pair of fractions, neither the numerator nor the denominators are equal, then we make the denominators equal as follows. Compare the fractions 4 by 5 and 5 by 8. The denominators of given 2 fractions are unequal. To make them equal, we take the LCM of the denominators, which is 56 here. We make the denominators of both the fraction 56 by multiplying them with the proper number, okay. Thus, 4 by 7 is equals to what? 4 by 7 is equals to, you will multiply it by 8. So, you will get 32 by 56, okay. Similarly, 5 by 8, what will you do? You will multiply it by 7. So, you will get 35 by 56. Now, both the denominators are equal. Now, you can easily compare 3 by 56 or 35 by 36. Which one is greater? 35 by 6. That is 5 by 8 is greater than 4 by 7. Okay. Example 8, in the following pairs of fractions, select the smaller one. Okay. 12 by 25 and 1 by 3. Since neither the numerator nor the denominator of 2 fractions are equal, we first make their denominators equal. Okay. So, LCM, we will find out LCM. Okay. Let's do it here. You have to find out LCM of 25 and 3. So, LCM of 25 and 3 is 75. Okay. Now, let's make the denominator 75. How are you going to make 25 75? By multiplying it by 3. So, here you will multiply by 3 also. So, 36 by 75. Okay. Then 1 by 33. You will multiply this by which number? You will multiply it by 25. And then here also 25. So, 25 by 75. Now, what you have to do? You have to select the smaller one. Which is the smaller one? This one. That is, this fraction has become from 1 by 3. So 1 by 3 is smaller, okay, then 12 by 25, right? Okay, so similarly you will do part 2 also. Remember, ascending and descending are common terms, but sometimes we just do just opposite of what is asked. So take care of it, okay? Let's do exercise 7.3. In the following pair of fractions, select the smaller 4 by 5 and 3 by 4. Okay. So denominators, of course, denominators are not equal. First, make denominators equal by taking LCM of 5 and 4. If you take the LCM of both these numbers, we'll get 20. Okay. Now let's make the denominator 20. You will multiply 4 by 4, then here also 16 by 20. 3 by 4, you will multiply by 5, so you will get 15 by 20. 16 by 20 is greater than 15 by 20, right? That means 4 by 5 is greater than 3 by 4. So what is asked? Select the smaller one. So which is the smaller one? 3 by 4 is the smaller one, right, students? Next, addition and subtraction of fractions. Addition and subtraction of like fractions. To add or subtract like fractions, we add or subtract the numerators and write the sum or difference over the same denominator. Let's do the example. 3 by 4 plus 4 by 5. Okay, this is not 4, this is 5, because here we are talking about the addition of like fractions. Okay, so what will you do? You will add the numerators on all only. Okay, so you will get 7 by 5. Okay, now subtract 9 by 10 from 11 by 10. So you will subtract numerators only and denominator will remain same. So you will get 2 by 10 or 1 by 5, right, students? Addition and subtraction of unlike fractions. To add or subtract unlike fractions, we first convert them into like fractions by making their denominators equal. For this, we take the LCM of the denominators and then add or subtract as in the above case. Okay. Example, you have to add 1 by 4 and 3 by 4. So let's add these two fractions which are unlike fractions. Okay. 1 by 4 and 3 by 5. Okay. First, we have to take LCM of 4 and 5. Okay. So LCM is 20. Now let's make the denominator 20. How will you make 420? By multiplying it by 5. So here also you will multiply by 5. You will get 5 by 20. Now 3 by 5. You will multiply by 4 here and also here. So you'll get 12 by 20. Okay, now these have become like fractions. Now you can add them easily. 5 by 20 plus 12 by 20. 5 plus 12 by 20 is equals to what? 17 by 20, right? Similarly, you will do example 12 and 13 also, okay? Addition and subtraction of mixed fractions. To add or subtract mixed fractions, we first convert them into improper fractions and then add or subtract by converting them into like fractions. For example, add 3 by 5 and 2 1 by 4. We write 3 by 5 is equals to, we'll first multiply these two numbers and then add. 3 5s are 15 plus 3 by 5 is equals to 18 by 5. 2 1 by 4. 2 into 4 plus 1 by 4. So you will get here 2 into 4, 8 plus 1, 9 by 4. Now you will add these two fractions. 18 by 5 plus 9 by 4, but denominators are not equal. So what will you do? You will take LCM of 5 and 4, which is 20, and then you will make the denominator 20, and after that you will add as we add like fractions, right? Remember, number 1, first change all mixed fractions to improper fractions. Number 2, if final answer is a proper fraction, write it as it is. And if improper fraction, then don't forget to change the answer in mixed number, right? Mixed fraction. Okay. So here we'll get this answer 117 by 20, but this is an improper fraction, so we will convert this improper fraction into a mixed fraction. Okay, no more. Arrange the following in ascending and descending order. Use the proper sign, that is these two signs between the figures. Okay, so this is 2 by 9, 6 by 9, 4 by 9, and this is 8 by 9. Okay, number 2, number 3 is also given. Shade 7 by 16, 1 by 8, 1 by 2, 3 by 4 in above 4 figures of third part, that is this part, and then arrange them in ascending and descending order. Okay. Word problems involving fractions. Example 17. Ajay, Saurav and Naman shared lunch. Ajay has brought 2 sandwiches, one made of vegetable and one of jam. The other 2 boys forgot to bring their lunch. Ajay agreed to share his sandwiches so that each person has an equal share of each sandwich. 1. How can Ajay divide his sandwiches so that each person has an equal share? And number 2, what part of a sandwich will each boy receive? So here are 3 boys, and out of them only 1 boy brings sandwiches. He has brought 2 sandwiches, one is made of vegetable and one of jam. And because only one person, that is Ajay, who has brought 2 sandwiches, he has to distribute equally his sandwiches to 2 of his friends, right? So how he gonna divide? First is to divide sandwiches among Ajay, Saurav and Naman. Cut each sandwich in 3 equal parts. So to give 2 parts of each of them, so obtain. Each boy gets how much? 1 by 3 part of each sandwich. So each boy will get 2 by 3 part of 2 sandwiches. Okay. Example 18. Tripta received a CD player on her birthday. She bought 3 CDs and received 5 other CDs as gift. What fraction of her total CDs did she buy and what fraction did she receive as gift? Okay. CDs, she purchased 3, which she got as gift 5. So total CDs are there 8. So this is very simple. Fraction of purchased CDs to total CDs 3 by 8. Okay. And fraction of received CDs 5 by 8. Right, students? Let's do exercise 7.4. You have to add 3 by 4 and 1 by 2. Okay. Here in this case, denominators are not same. So first we'll make denominator same by taking LCM of 4 and 2. LCM of 4 and 2 is 4 only. Okay. So 3 by 4, what will you do? Denominator is already 4. 3 by 4. Then 1 by 2, you will multiply it by 2 and 2 here. So 2 by 4. Now add these 2 fractions, that is 3 by 4 plus 2 by 4. Okay. So 3 plus 2 by 4 is equals to 5 by 4. So 5 by 4 is the right answer. 5 by 4 is an improper fraction. So what I told you that don't forget to convert it into mixed fraction. So mixed fraction is 1 by 4, right? Okay, students, now you will do practice of remaining questions and exercise this.